Welcome to Ricky PFC and welcome to my World Cup Budget Stack series. In these videos I'm going to be going over different teams and players that you can enter into your Global Cup as well as your All-Star and International Specials during the World Cup to hopefully win you some prizes without breaking the bank. And I'm going to do the research so you don't have to. Let's get into it, guys. So guys, before we move on to the actual players, let's have a quick look at Group F, which is Canada's group. They've got Belgium, which is a toughie, Croatia and Morocco. This is something to consider if you do buy some of these players. Are they going to make it out of their group? It's a tough one. For me personally, I would say no. I think obviously it's not groundbreaking for me to say that Belgium and Croatia are probably going to win this group. So that's something to consider. On to the players, let's go. Canada. So, quite a tough one with the goalkeepers, guys. Milan Borjan seems to be the first choice goalkeeper, but as you can see, he hasn't got a card on Sorare. So, I've had to go with a second choice goalkeeper. If you do want to get some Canada players or build a Canada stack, say you are Canadian or you're just a big fan or whatever, or you want to do it a bit more on a budget, I would go for this guy. James Pantemis. He's £33 for his limited, and he's also got utility out of the World Cup as he's the starter for Montreal in the MLS. As you can see, he's put in some decent scores over the last bits and bobs. This is the guy I've gone for. There's also another option which I'll tell you about at the end, but yeah, let's move on. I'm not going to waste too much time. So for defence, I've gone for Samuel Adekugbe. He's a left defender and he's been playing for Canada as a left back / left wing back. As you can see, really cheap. £4.44 for his limited or £47.44 for his rare. He plays for Hatayspor in the Turkish league, and as you can see, he's a starter. He puts in average scores, but he can also put in good scores as well. And he has played a lot of games for Canada during the World Cup qualifications. As you can see, plays a lot for Hatayspor. He's played in the CONCACAF, some of those games. World Cup qualifier 18, which was one of the highest out of all the Canadian defenders in terms of games played for the World Cup qualifiers. So he makes the squad. Samuel Adekugbe. Next, Stefan Ustakeo. I hope I'm pronouncing these correctly. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So he originally played for the Portuguese under-21s and then changed his nationality to Canadian. As you can see, fantastic scorer and a bit more on the pricier side. He plays for Porto, £45 for his limited, but as you can see, good scores all around. He is the midfield man, very good in his last four. Good all-round game, chips in with decisives as well. And if you have a look at this, he's got utility out of the World Cup as well. And he also played 17 World Cup qualifying games. So another one who's played a lot of games and a great option for £45. Next, Sile Larin. Plays for Club Bruges, but he's a bit of a fringe player. He's not getting as much game time as I'm sure he would like. He's classed as a left striker or centre striker. You can pick him up for £13, just under £14, and he's rare for £153. Yeah, so as you can see, he can chip in with decisives, but he's not been getting much game time recently. But for Canada, he has just come back from injury. But for Canada, in the World Cup qualifiers, he played 16 and scored 13, which is really good numbers, and he's made the squad for Canada, and he's made my budget stack in this series as well. Next, more on the pricey side, Jonathan David plays for Lille. £109 you're looking for. It's quite pricey for his limited. £945 for his rare, again pretty pricey. Centre striker, he would be in the extra slot in this case, but you're getting a lot of utility out of Jonathan David. He's a really, really good striker for Lille. Chips in with decisives all the time. He's a good scorer. And if you have a look at his record this season, for the World Cup qualifiers, played 18, scored 9, assisted 4. So it's likely he's going to make the starting squad. I'm pretty convinced of it. If anyone disagrees, please let me know who you would like to see in. Any Canadians, it'd be good to hear from you guys, your knowledge and whatnot. Another option, this is in case you don't want to go with David and you want to go a bit cheaper, you can go with Tejon Buchanan. £35 for his limited, £270 for his rare. He plays for Club Bruges in the Juniper Belgium League. Good scores, as you can see, not too bad. Can score goals, chip in with assists, and not a bad, not bad scores, to be honest. He's more of a cheaper option. And if you look down here, 17 games of the World Cup qualifiers, and he scored 3 and assisted 2, and that's playing in the midfield. From what I've seen on the Canadian lineups, he's been playing more as a winger. Obviously, I've got to mention the man, Alphonso Davies. Pricey option, £162, and he's currently injured, but he's still made the squad. So I imagine the injury is not too severe, otherwise they would have left him out. So I imagine he'll be starting. A good option because his card is classed as a defender on Sorare, but for Canada he plays more as a winger, even as a cam, so he's a more attacking option. So you could have that attacking option, take the risk as putting him as your defender slot, and he's going to chip in more with decisives in terms of goals and assists. But yeah, I don't need to go into detail about Fon's great scores. He's a beast for Bayern. So you've got that Bayern utility. Injured the last 2 games, as you can see. Not sure what the injury is, if anyone can let me know. But in terms of the World Cup qualifiers, played 13, scored 5, assisted 5, which for a defender is insane numbers. So this is the stack I've gone for. Pantemis, Adekugbe, Estekeo, Larin and Jonathan David. Or you can switch the extra slots about and the forwards about and maybe look at putting someone cheaper in like Buchanan. Like I said, don't forget about the goalkeepers. It's looking like Borjan is the main goalkeeper. He hasn't got a card on Sorare, so you'd probably be best putting a different starting goalkeeper in. This entire team will cost you 0.198 ETH at limited, which in Great British pounds is £210 pretty much. So yeah, that's it guys. Just quickly, let's look at what this team would cost you in the Global Cup in terms of your gem budget. So if you don't know how it works, you get a budget of 100 points, I believe, and you've got these little blue gems for each player. As you can see, Sorare have the same opinion as me. Milan Borjan as the starting goalkeeper, as he costs the most. Go to defence, you've got Adekugbe there for 11. Midfield, you have, let's find him, Estekeo at 11. So as you can see, he's the most sought after in terms of the Canadian squad. Forwards, you've got Jonathan David there at 13, Larin at 11, and you should also have Fons at 12. So yeah, quite pricey to be honest guys, some of these players, considering some of the other players you can get for those kind of gems. Yeah, if you want to join my league, I'm going to look at doing some sort of giveaway for the winner of the league. Here is my league. The league details, you can either join with this code here, YDRJTF, or I will also put a link in the description to this video so you can join the league via the link as well. People have been asking me to make a league, some of my followers, so I'm making one. Hopefully you can join. And don't forget, if you're a follower of John Nellis, to join the John Nellis Cup as well, because he's doing some really good giveaways. John Nellis is smashing the YouTube and TikTok and what. So yeah, get involved. I'm in that cup. It'd be great to see you in there. So thanks a lot for joining me guys. That is the Canadian stack for this series. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you next time.